Hi, welcome to the channel. The Astra Militarum index is out and everyone is poring over it looking for synergies and combos. In this video I'm going to highlight the biggest winners and losers. Some things of note first. As war gear is free, everything that can take a hunter-killer missile might as well do. Tank sponsons and turret weapons are free, so max these out too. Troops can now be taken in squads of 20, and there are 6 orders that can be used on anything. Orders are only given within 6 inches and do not spill over to adjacent units. You need officers to give orders, and each comes with their own extra benefits. Lord Solar can issue 3 to anything, a tank commander 1 to vehicles, and Creed 2 to infantry. The army-wide rule is auto wounding on 6s when stationary. There's a 2 CP strat to return a unit to your army. That could be a 20 model troop unit or 3 model scout sentinel unit. Creed lets you do this for 0 CP once per battle. Kazakin were good in 9th and remain good in 10th. And an Aegis defence line might be worth it as it gives infantry cover and a 4+ invuln, but it does cost 145 points now. So the first of the winners in no particular order, Scout Sentinels. It used to have infiltration but now has a pre-game 9-inch move. The stats are better with T7 and 3+ save. You can take a free las cannon for strength 12 minus 3 AP D6 + 1 damage. The autocannon is also pretty handy. The key thing about this unit is that it can act as a spotter for other range units. If it can see something within 18 inches, then anything that shoots that target gets reroll 1s to hit. Adding to that though is indirect fire doesn't suffer the -1 penalty to hit. That's a double whammy. At 50 points you don't just want to lose them too easily, but you'll want a few to get those shooting bonuses. A Basilisk, or perhaps I should say the Earthshaker cannon in general. For now the only version of the cannon available is from the Basilisk, and I expect when the Forge World Index is released the other ones there will be also good too. Up to toughness 9 now, which is going to help it stick around longer. Its Earthshaker cannon has actually seen a downgrade from 9th, still D6 + 3 shots but strength 8, -2 AP and 2 damage. It's your troop killer rather than an elite killer. The key thing is the special ability for the Earthshaker rounds it fires. If you hit an infantry unit, then that unit is -2 to move and -2 to advance and charge. Indirect fire that can cripple the movement of your opponent. Excellent. The Manticore, another indirect fire artillery piece, but a very nice points decrease of 40 points. It's jumped up more in toughness than the Basilisk, it's T10. And his weapon is more anti-tank and anti-elite. The strength 10, -2 AP and 3 damage. Hitting on 3, standing still, it can be buffed further as we've seen. But the special ability for this unit is it can reroll all hits when targeting units that have 5 models or more. This is very powerful with its D6 + 1 blast weapon. It can fire every turn rather than just 4 times like in 9th. The Death Korps of Krieg squad. As a Krieg player I'm probably biased here. There's the same price as other troop squads at 65 points. We know the Krieg are tough and resilient. Well, now when they are less than full strength, they get +1 to hit, and when under half strength, they get +1 to wound as well. A 20-man squad is definitely going to see these buffs. With the Voxcaster, you can refund 1 strat CP spent on them at 5+. They also have a medic to return D3 models a turn, and this happens before battle shock tests are done. The big news is the weaponry. In a 20-man squad, they get more big weapons than other troops. 4 special weapons, swap 2 Voxcasters for plasma guns, and the 2 sergeants can have plasma pistols. And of these special weapons, there are their old favourite melt gun, but for longer range, the best options are sniper rifle at 36 inches, better AP damage and has precision. It's also heavy, so it's hitting better than standard guard, and will stack with take aim to hit on 2s. The grenade launcher is another must at 24 inches, strength 9 at D3 damage. Rough Riders. These were great in 9th, and that carries over into 10th. Same stat line and keeping 12-inch movement. We have been seeing things becoming slower this edition, and they're 4 points cheaper, which is nice, but it's their melee where they really shine. They only get 1 attack with their heavyweight Melter Lance, but that's hitting on 3s. Strength 9, -4 AP and D6 damage, but additionally, being lance weapons, they get +1 to wound on the charge. Very tasty. They can also fall back, shoot and charge, which is pretty rare this edition. I'm really keen to see what stats the Death Riders get once these rules are released. They also have a Death Rider commander, so could have some interesting special rules that could buff that unit. Now for some biggest losers. The Tank Commander. Always a staple unit in 9th because it had a better weapon skill than other tanks, and could give out an order. It doesn't shoot any better now, but can still do that order. And we know that take aim for +1 to hit is really needed. It has a special ability to shoot on death, which is very nice, but it costs 240 points. That's up 80 points from 9th. Yikes. Significantly more expensive than the other Lehman Rust variants. You'd be better off getting the Lord Solar for 125 points, who can do 3 orders including to the tanks. Servitors. Never that good a unit. The worst ballistic skill now at 6+, not really worth paying for anything to buff them, and they have an OC of 0, so they're not even holding objectives for you. And the final controversial one, I'm undecided, winner or loser. The Lord Solar Leontus. The problem this guy suffers from is how powerful his 9th edition stat line was, so moving to 10th it's looking like a downgrade. Tons of rerolls and now he has nothing. He is now cheaper, gives you an extra CP per turn, which is very valuable, and his redeploy shenanigans at the start of a battle could be useful. The key thing is being able to give out 3 orders and to anything, so artillery, infantry and tanks, and actually super heavy tanks. His role has changed. In his new role, he is still good, probably still an auto take. Do you think he's a winner or a loser? I'd really like to know which units you think are great in 10th, as I particularly want to start playing them. I'll see you again soon. Bye.